Not too long ago, we took a look at the Demko Knives Armiger 4 fixed blade knife, which is kind of a mid-sized fixed blade knife that did really, really well in our testing. Well, today we're going to take a look at a slightly smaller version of the Armiger, actually a lot smaller. These are really good little neck knives or keychain knives or maybe even survival kit knives. I'm talking about the Demko Knives Armiger 2. Got a couple different versions to show you coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me for another Sharp Saturday video. We're at Saturday and we take a look at something sharp. And like I said, today we're going to take a look at a couple of somethings sharp. These are the Armiger 2 little mini knives from the folks at Demko Knives. We're going to take a look at the shark foot plain and the clip point serrated. So we're going to take you down to the stump top, give you some close-ups, look at the details of these things, and then we'll get to doing some of that standardized scientific knife testing right after this word from today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by my friends at XS Sights, the fastest sight in any light. I've been using XS Sights for a lot of years, and it's really cool to have them as a channel sponsor. XS Sights are made in the USA in the great state of Texas, and you can save 15% on your order at their website by using the coupon code SOP15. Okay, so here are a couple of examples of the Armiger 2. I always want to say Armiger. The Armiger 2 fixed blade knife from the folks at Demko Knives. And if you want to learn a little bit more about Demko Knives, you can go to the first video I did about the Armiger 4. Put a link probably right up here in the corner for that. So let's talk about these knives right here. First of all, they're full tang knives with a little over molded handle here. So this tang goes all the way through. Two blade shapes, as you can see. They're calling this one the shark foot, kind of like a sheep's foot. And this one's plain, as you can see. And then they also have a clip point, which is serrated. We'll talk about the differences here in just a minute. But the blade length on both these is 2 inches. And the overall length is about, I'm going to call that 4 inches. I don't have my tape on me. So full tang again. The steel is 4034 stainless. And the grips are kind of molded thermoplastic rubber. The sheaths are little Kydex sheaths, and they just snaps in pretty securely there. It has a little clip on it here that you can put on a key ring or whatever, or this will make, in my opinion, a really good little neck knife for general use. And you can also use these for molly or anything else. You can clip them on, you know, put all sorts of little clips on them. They have some different mounting holes here. Little smaller version of the Armiger handle with the finger guards here, a little bit of a swell there, some jimping around here, and it's big enough to get your hand on if you're going to do some whatever size work you would do with a knife like this. You probably potentially use this defensively if you needed to. You can also get your thumb up here and do some more refined carving. The weight on these things, let's see, altogether with the clip, the sheath and everything is 1.6 ounces. With no clip, I weighed them 1.4 ounces, and the knife only is 0.9 ounces, so less than an ounce. Very, very lightweight, very, very compact little knife. These, as the other Demko knives we looked at, are made in Taiwan. So, a couple things I want to point out about this blade shape. So, the shark foot is a saber grind. It's not a hollow grind. I checked that, with a slight little, very, very small convex curve to the blade itself, to the cutting edge, and then has a secondary bevel, pretty high saber grind, and very, very well done. Then the clip point, in this, at least the serrated version, is actually a chisel grind, which most serrations are, so they just took that all the way to the tip. Pretty sharp chisel grind, but it's definitely a chisel grind, not a double grinded knife. Both sides aren't ground. So that being said, let's start the rigorous, official, internationally standard scientific sharpness testing, and we'll take a look at the redneck sharp test. We'll start with the shark foot and see how well it does there. Get the old testing medium up here and see. So I didn't think so, but we got a pretty good bit of hair there. So I'll call that, but it wasn't crystal clear sharp. So we'll call that maybe a B plus. But we still got plenty of hair there. So let's try this one. And this is serrated, so we're only gonna be able to use this very, very end point here and see. And oh man, golly, look at that, would you? Look at all that hair there. Okay, so it actually it's pretty stinking sharp, sharper than I thought, to be honest with you. So now we're not going to do any batoning. Okay, you know what? We'll do a little bit, just for fun, just for kicks, just for stupidity, for if nothing else. So I got a piece of wood here, pretty solid, all sorts of whatever fungi on it. We'll take the sharp foot, and we'll see if we can keep you on camera long enough to beat this thing through, as silly as this may be. I mean, if you just really need to get to the inside of a little knife, a little piece of wood, and this is what you had, then you can certainly use it. You just got to be careful what you got to size it appropriately. But one of the things I think a small knife like this, a fixed blade knife, is really good for is like to go in a survival kit, because it's really difficult to find a small enough knife that's strong enough to actually use, and this one is. It even has a little sharpening choil down at the handle end next to the finger guard. It's got a finger guard. It's got some really good benefits and good features to it. Let's just see how well it carves some of those curls with this saber grind. And yes, I realize that I split this thing to get to the interior, and I'm still carving on the exterior. So let's get down into it one more layer, so we can find a total interior corner. Maybe that'll help us a little bit. Let's try right there. See what we get. Okay, so not too shabby there for, a minute or two's worth of work. Let's try the serrated. Our friend Magnus Andersson over in Sweden is absolutely a master with the Gerber serrations. These are very similar, but he can carve some feathers like you wouldn't believe with those things. And this one's not doing too shabby. It's really giving some nice little small feathers. Look at those little hairy hair feathers. Shirley Temple curls right there. You know what I would really like to do, don't you, is obviously get some fat wood and use that, because any excuse to mess with some fat wood is a good enough excuse. But if for some reason you were just completely deprived and didn't have any fat wood, I wonder if we could get a fire going without it. So I'm going to take my second favorite ferrocerium rod here. People always ask me, I thought that was your favorite. Well, my actual favorite comes with a little butane cylinder attached to it, and it has words on front of it like Bic or something. But we're gonna use this one. So we're gonna try first scraping with the back spine of the serrated version and see if we get any. Not bad. Let's see if we can get here. And looks like we may have gotten ourselves a fire right off the bat. Let's put it out. We want to try the other version now, right? We'll try the back of the non-serrated version, see if there's a difference. I don't think there will be, but let's try it and see. Maybe there is. So it does not scrape as good as the serrated version for some reason. Strange. Let's try again. Yeah, the serrated version definitely scrapes better. Let's try the end. Yep. Okay. Well, Let's see if we can scrape some fat wood, because now we know it'll do without fat wood. Let's see what it'll do with some fat wood. We'll give the non-serrated version a shot with that. Now, I'm not going to say this thing is the best scraping spine I've seen on a knife, because it's not. It's certainly not super, super sharp, but it seems to be at least functionally sharp. Let's see if we can do something with it now. I don't know if we can or not. Let's still. I can burn my finger with it when I put it this way. It seems to work. Serrated version, let's see. And I have completely messing up my ferro rod here with ridges, scraping it with stuff that's not really sharp. And that's what happens when you scrape with something that's not really sharp. It skids across it, and it kind of creates those ridges. Okay, we'll get the favorite one out, because this is something I recommend always having with you, in spite of what you may think after watching the video about the Exotac Titan Light. There you go.
When Chuck Norris was in school, his teachers raised their hand to talk to him.
All right, as you may know, here at Survival on Purpose, we're all about the science, and to that end, we maintain a state-of-the-art cutting-edge knife testing facility here at our worldwide headquarters. And one of the things I always like to do with all fixed blades is test the aerodynamic balance using our balance, orientation, and rotation device. However, in my vast scientific experience, little lightweight blades like this don't typically fare really well in the balance testing. But, you know, in the interest of science, we're going to give it a shot. I'm not optimistic this is going to be very, very, I guess, very successful. But all we can do is try, right? Even maintaining proper scientific methodology could be a little difficult. Boom. Oh. Boom. We'll give it a few tries just for, you know, the endeavor to persevere's sake. We got one. Heck, we got two. Oh, we got both of them in. We're going to stop while we're ahead. Okay, well, as you can see, we're not in the outdoor studio anymore because somebody forgot to push the record button on the closing clip. So, thought I would wrap this thing up here in the indoor studio and just kind of give you my final takeaway on these Demko Knives Armiger 2 neck knives. And I think they're much more than a neck knife, by the way, but you know I really like big knives, but I definitely see a place in the arsenal, so to speak, for small knives like this, whether as a neck knife or just a general utility knife. That you can carry around really in a small package. This could potentially even be a self-defense knife. It's very small enough to be very concealable. Having said all that, I think my main thing I like about this style knife, this size knife, is I think this is an excellent choice for a very small, compact, mini personal survival kit. Where the assumption would be you already have your big knife on you, just in case something happens, you have a backup blade that is at least functional. These things are full tang. They have a good enough size grip. I can get 2 or 3 fingers on them. They have finger guards on them. They're very, very well made and just strong little knives. And I think they're great for that. Now, to be fair, in our testing, The shark, whatever this one's called, the shark foot, I think they're calling it, this style blade, it did not do as well on the redneck sharp test as the very end of the serrated blade, but it's close. It is still sharp. It needs maybe just a little touch up. On the scraping, however, the serrated blade actually way outperformed the back of this one, in my opinion, and it feels like it's got a sharp spine on it, but this one just did a better job. I don't know why, but certainly, again, just a little touch up with a stone or a file, that'll take care of that. So, and I think the price is pretty fair on them for a decent, well-made full tang little knife. So if you're looking for a small knife for whatever purpose, these could be a good choice for you in this Demko knives. And that's today's video. I really sincerely appreciate you watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.